Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt strong, not just mobile, but powerful? Because if you're over 60, chances are you've quietly accepted the idea that losing muscle strength is just part of getting older. But what if that wasn't true? What if I told you that by the time we reach 80, most people have lost nearly 50% of their muscle mass, and most don't even realize it's happening until it's already affecting how they live? Every year, this silent loss of strength affects over 50 million seniors worldwide. It's why getting out of a chair feels harder, why stairs suddenly seem steeper, and why your balance doesn't feel quite as steady as it used to. But here's the good news. This isn't just normal aging. It has a name. And more importantly, it has a solution. The condition is called sarcopenia, a slow but relentless decline in muscle mass and strength. And it's not just about looks. Sarcopenia is the leading reason why seniors lose their independence. It's behind most fall-related hospitalizations, behind that unsteady step, and behind the growing hesitation to do the things you used to love. Now meet Barbara. She's 78 and lives in Phoenix. Last year, she did something that most people, half her age, wouldn't even attempt. She hiked the Grand Canyon rim to rim. That's 24 miles of rugged terrain. And here's the kicker. She outpaced her 45-year-old son. How? Not supplements, not injections, not some extreme training program. Her secret. A simple science-backed daily habit that helped her rebuild her strength, starting from the ground up. And today I'm going to share it with you. In fact, I'll share 7 habits, each grounded in research from top institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School. These are the exact strategies that separate seniors who decline with age from those who defy it completely. Now, before we dive in, where are you tuning in from today? Drop your city in the comments below. And if you're ready to reclaim your vitality, be sure to subscribe for weekly practical strategies that help you stay strong, mobile, and independent. Let's start with the one habit that made the biggest difference in Barbara's life and could do the same for you. Habit number 1, strength training that actually works for seniors. Let's clear something up right away. If there's one daily habit that has the power to restore muscle strength, improve balance, and turn back the clock on how your body feels, it's this one. And yet, it's also the habit most seniors avoid. I'm talking about strength training, but not the kind that involves heavy barbells or intimidating gym machines. This is strength training tailored for your age, your body, and your life right now. Now I know what you might be thinking. I'm too old for that. I don't want to hurt myself. My knees can't handle it. I've heard all those concerns, and I understand them. But here's what the science says. The real danger isn't strength training. The real danger is not strength training. Every year you go without resistance exercise, you lose more muscle than you realize. Muscle that protects your bones, supports your balance, and keeps you independent. A 2021 study from McMaster University showed that seniors who performed moderate strength training just twice a week gained more muscle and had better mobility than those who walked or did aerobics 5 times a week. Why? Because walking maintains muscle, but it doesn't build it. And after age 60, maintaining isn't enough. You have to rebuild what's been silently lost. Let me tell you about John. He's 72 and lives in Michigan. A few years ago, he realized he could no longer get down on the floor to play with his grandkids. My legs just wouldn't cooperate, he told me. His doctor had told him to walk more, but that didn't solve the problem. Then John discovered something simple. Strength training, done right, doesn't have to be extreme or painful. It just has to be progressive and consistent. He started with simple chair squats and light resistance bands. Twice a week, 20 minutes at a time. 6 months later, he could not only get down on the floor, he could get back up without help. And more than that, he could hike with his wife again. He told me, I didn't think I'd ever feel strong again. But now, I don't just feel strong, I feel alive. So what exactly does senior-appropriate strength training look like? Here are the 3 pillars. Challenge, not exhaustion. You don't need long sessions or heavy weights. You need controlled resistance that makes your muscles work, especially during the last few repetitions. This could mean bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or using resistance bands. The key? The last 2 reps should feel difficult, but doable. Focus on compound movements. These are exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once. Why is that important? Because they simulate real life. Think of getting out of a chair. That uses your glutes, hamstrings, quads, and core. So train with moves like sit to stand from a chair, standing rows with resistance bands, wall push-ups, step-ups using your stairs or a low bench. Start where you are. If you have joint pain or balance concerns, no problem. There are seated versions of every major strength move. Even pressing your palms together or squeezing a towel between your knees can activate important stabilizing muscles. How often and how long? Aim for just 2 sessions per week, 20 to 30 minutes each. Consistency matters more than intensity. And here's a tip I share with all my clients. Don't wait for motivation. Create a ritual. Tie your strength sessions to an existing habit, after your morning coffee or before your afternoon walk. Mark it on your calendar like any other important appointment, because it is. No gym? No problem. You don't need fancy equipment. Here's what you already have. A dining chair? Perfect for sit-to-stands. Soup cans or water bottles. Instant hand weights. A rolled towel? Great for squeezing between the knees or pressing behind the back. Resistance bands? Affordable and incredibly versatile. Safety first. If you haven't exercised in a while or have health conditions, always check with your doctor first. Start with low resistance and build slowly. Listen to your body. Muscle soreness is normal. Joint pain is not. You want to challenge yourself, not punish yourself. Real results at any age. You might be thinking, but I'm already in my 70s. Is it too late? Not at all. In fact, it's the perfect time. Muscle responds to resistance training at every age. Even people in their 90s have seen improvements in strength, balance, and walking speed after just 8 weeks of simple, twice-weekly training. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. You just need to keep the strength that lets you live freely. Remember, muscle is the currency of independence, and every rep you do is a deposit toward the future you deserve. Habit number 2, the protein timing strategy most seniors overlook. If I asked you how much protein you eat each day, what would you say? Most people answer with something like, well, I eat plenty at dinner, or I make sure to have a chicken breast at lunch. Here's the surprising truth. Even if you're eating enough total protein, you may still be losing muscle, simply because of when you eat it. Let me explain. The aging body's secret enemy, anabolic resistance, as ESO. We age, our muscles become less responsive to protein. This is a scientifically documented phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. Think of it like this. In your 30s, your muscles were like a sponge, eager to soak up protein. By your 60s or 70s, that sponge becomes stiff and dry. It takes more effort, more frequency, and more precision to get the same result. The solution? Protein timing. Research shows that spreading your protein intake evenly throughout the day can help overcome anabolic resistance and turn on your muscle-building switch multiple times instead of just once. The most common mistake? Skipping protein at breakfast. In studies across North America, the average senior gets less than 10 grams of protein at breakfast, but over 40 grams at dinner. That sounds fine, until you realize the body can only use about 25-30 grams of protein at one time for muscle building. Anything more than that? It's either stored as fat or excreted. So if you're skipping protein in the morning and front-loading it all at night, you're wasting a huge opportunity to support your muscles when they need it most. Let me introduce you to Linda from Florida. At 70, Linda was doing everything right, walking daily, taking her supplements, and eating well. But she couldn't understand why she was still losing strength. Then her doctor introduced her to protein distribution. I started having eggs for breakfast and cottage cheese at lunch, she said. Within a month, I could lift my grandbaby again without straining. Here's the game plan. 30 grams, 3 times a day. Your goal: 25-30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. That's it. No complicated counting or expensive shakes required. Here's what it could look like. Breakfast: scrambled eggs, slice of whole grain toast, a few slices of avocado, about so. 28 grams of protein, or 1 cup Greek yogurt, tablespoon chia seeds, handful of berries, around 25 grams. Lunch: palm-sized grilled chicken breast, quinoa salad, steamed vegetables, around 30 grams, or tuna salad sandwich, handful of almonds, around 27 grams. Dinner baked salmon, 4-5 oz. Sweet potato, steamed spinach, around 30 to 35 grams. Budget-friendly proteins that don't break the bank. Worried about cost? You're not alone. But good nutrition doesn't have to be expensive. Try eggs, around 8 Gs each. Canned tuna, cottage cheese, lentils and beans, combine with rice for complete protein. Natural peanut butter on whole grain, tofu or tempeh. Don't underestimate plant-based proteins. They're powerful allies in your strength journey, especially when paired correctly. The #1 meal to fix? Breakfast. If you change nothing else, focus here. Adding protein to your breakfast is like flipping on a light switch for your metabolism and muscles. It sends the message: we're building today, not breaking down. Clients who simply add protein to breakfast often notice improved energy, reduced muscle soreness, better blood sugar balance, and yes, visible strength gains. What if you don't? Feel hungry in the morning? Try a small protein-rich snack like a boiled egg, a scoop of Greek yogurt, a protein smoothie with almond butter and berries. Start small and build up. The key is consistency. Summary: don't eat all your protein at dinner. Aim for 25-30 grams at each meal. Focus on whole foods whenever possible. Make breakfast your muscle-building springboard. Remember, muscle doesn't build from protein alone. It builds when protein is delivered at the right time. Your next bite could be the one that helps your legs feel stronger, your posture improve, and your energy last longer through the day. Habit #3, the muscle vitamin. Most seniors are missing. If I asked you to name the most important vitamin for your muscles, what would you say? Most people guess protein, some say calcium, but the real answer, the one most seniors are missing, is vitamin D. Let's talk about why this one underrated vitamin could be the difference between thriving and declining in your later years. I thought vitamin D was just for bones. That's exactly what Margaret from Minnesota thought. At 74, she was diligent about taking her calcium for bone strength, but no one had mentioned vitamin D. After a routine blood test revealed a severe deficiency, she began supplementing, and within 2 months something surprising happened. The fatigue started lifting. I didn't feel so weak in the legs. My balance improved. Her doctor told her she had been functionally deficient for years, and no one had ever checked. Why vitamin D matters far beyond. Bones vitamin D isn't just a bone vitamin, it's a muscle vitamin. Here's why. Your muscle cells have vitamin D receptors, which act like ignition switches. When vitamin D binds to those receptors, it activates muscle protein synthesis. This builds and maintains lean muscle mass, especially in the legs and hips, where strength loss hits hardest with age. A major study published in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25 to 30% more muscle strength than those who were deficient. And that's not all. Vitamin D also improves balance, enhances neuromuscular coordination, reduces inflammation, which speeds up recovery after activity, decreases fall risk by up to 50% when levels are corrected. Here's the catch. Most seniors are deficient. By age 65, your skin produces 50% less vitamin D from sunlight. Your digestive system absorbs less from food. And if you live in northern states like Michigan, Washington, or New York, sunlight is too weak 5 to 6 months of the year to trigger vitamin D production at all. Even in sunny Arizona, many older adults stay indoors, cover their skin, or use sunscreen that blocks UVB rays. The result? Over 80% of seniors have insufficient or deficient levels, often without knowing it. What you can do. Today, Step 1. Get your levels tested. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. It's simple and covered by Medicare. Optimal range, 40-60 ng/ml average senior level, 18 to 25 ng/ml. That's not just low, it's muscle-starving low. Step 2. Choose the right dose. Most multivitamins have just 400-600 IU of vitamin D. That's not enough for most seniors. Based on current research, daily dose of 2,000 to 4,000 IU is usually needed to correct deficiencies. D3, cholecalciferol, is more effective than D2, ergocalciferol. Take it with a meal that contains fat. Vitamin D is fat-soluble and absorbs much better with dietary fat. Step 3. Don't forget vitamin K2. Here's something many doctors miss. If you're taking higher doses of vitamin D, you also need vitamin K2. Why? K2 acts like traffic control. It directs calcium into your bones, not your arteries. Without it, high doses of D can raise your risk of arterial calcification. K2 is found in egg yolks cheese, especially aged varieties, natto, a Japanese fermented soybean dish, sauerkraut and other fermented veggies. If you're supplementing with vitamin D, look for a combo product that includes K2, MK7, around 100-200 hours mcg, is a good daily dose. The food approach. Let's not forget food-based vitamin D. Fatty fish is your best friend, salmon, mackerel, sardines, tuna. Also helpful, fortified dairy and plant milks, eggs, especially with yolks. Mushrooms exposed to UV light. Combine these with daily sunshine exposure whenever possible. Just 15-20 minutes of midday sun on bare arms and face, without sunscreen, can boost levels if your skin is still responsive. One client's story: Marjorie, 76, from Oregon, had been feeling drained and wobbly for years. Her vitamin D level came back at 14 ng/ml. I thought I just needed to rest more, she said. After 3 months on 4,000 IU D3 plus K2 daily, she was back to gardening, walking hills, and even dancing again at family gatherings. What happens when you optimize vitamin D? Your balance improves. Your legs feel more stable. You recover faster from activity. You feel more energetic overall. This one habit can amplify all the others: protein absorption, strength training results, coordination, everything. Don't overlook it. Habit number 4. Preserving your electrical connections to muscles. When most people think about muscle loss, they imagine shrinking fibers or sagging arms. But few realize that what often breaks down first is not the muscle itself, but the wiring that connects your brain to your body. Let me explain. The secret network that controls your strength. Every time you move, your brain sends a signal through nerves that connect to your muscles. The place where that signal transfers is called the neuromuscular junction. It's like an electrical outlet. If that outlet becomes frayed or disconnected, even slightly, your muscles can't hear the message. That means your balance gets shaky, your movements become slower. You begin feeling clumsy or disconnected from your body. Muscles stop responding, even if they're strong. This disconnection is one of the earliest reasons seniors begin to lose independence. What causes this breakdown? After 60, several things: reduced nerve regeneration, inflammation, poor blood flow, lack of neural stimulation, too little challenge. And unfortunately, you can't fix it with protein or dumbbells alone. Even if you're eating well and exercising, if those wires are breaking down, strength simply won't return. But here's the good news. You can rebuild those pathways. How superagers keep their brain-muscle link. Strong researchers at the University of Michigan studied seniors in their 80s who maintained youthful muscle function. They found a fascinating pattern. These individuals weren't doing more exercise. They were doing different movements, ones that required precision, coordination, and neural challenge. Think dancing, playing ping pong, learning a musical instrument, even tossing a ball back and forth. These seemingly simple activities force the brain and muscles to communicate rapidly and accurately, preserving the connection. Easy ways to reactivate your brain-muscle connection. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need new movements your brain isn't used to. Try these. The cross-crawl march stand tall march in place, tapping your right hand to your left knee, then left hand to right knee. Go slowly at first, then pick up speed. Just 1-2 minutes a day, eyes closed balance. Work stand near a wall for support. Close your eyes and lift one foot off the ground for 10 to 20 seconds. Switch sides. This forces your brain to use internal cues to maintain balance. Simon says, style coordination games. Play basic movement games with grandkids or by yourself. Follow a series of random steps. Touch your shoulder, then your knee, then your ear. The more you challenge your sequencing, the stronger the pathway. Mirror movement. Practice, stand in front of a mirror. Slowly raise your arms overhead. Watch how they move. Symmetrical, smooth. This builds self-awareness and feedback loops. Mental exercise. Physical power, yes, puzzles, crosswords, and memory games also help. They stimulate neural plasticity, which strengthens your ability to control muscles. One client of mine, Alan from North Carolina, had been losing strength despite walking daily. Once he added coordination work, simple finger taps, light tai chi, and footwork patterns, his balance improved within 2 weeks. The takeaway, you can build all the muscle in the world. But if your nervous system isn't firing correctly, you'll feel weak, wobbly, and unsteady. Protecting the connection between brain and body is just as important as protecting the muscles themselves. And the best part? This kind of movement is fun, engaging, mentally stimulating, exactly what your body and brain need to stay young. Habit number 5, taming the inflammation fire. Let's talk about something most seniors have heard about, but few fully understand: chronic inflammation. Not the kind that gives you a fever or makes your joints sore for a few days. I'm talking about the low-grade, invisible inflammation that quietly simmers in your body day after day and destroys your muscle tissue without you even realizing it. What is inflammaging? Doctors now use a powerful word to describe it: inflammaging. It's the chronic inflammation that increases with age, and it's a direct threat to your muscle strength, balance, energy, and independence. Here's how it works. Inflammation increases the breakdown of muscle proteins. It interferes with your body's ability to repair and rebuild after exercise. It blunts the benefits of protein and strength training, and worst of all, you often don't feel it happening. You might just notice that soreness that never goes away, fatigue that doesn't match your activity, trouble recovering from minor tasks, just feeling off. More often than not, real life. Example: Robert's story. Robert, 69, from Texas, came to me frustrated. I'm walking, I'm eating better, but I feel like my muscles are shrinking anyway. His labs showed elevated inflammation markers, and once we addressed them, the changes were incredible. His recovery improved. His soreness went down, and for the first time in years, he could carry his own groceries again. The solution wasn't just more exercise. It was calming the internal fire that was burning up his strength from the inside out. How to reduce inflammation without medication. The good news: you don't need a prescription to tame inflammation. Here are 5 daily habits that research shows can lower inflammation and protect your muscle tissue. Prioritize sleep. Yes, really. Aim for 7 to 8 hours in a completely dark, cool room. Poor sleep increases inflammation by up to 40%, according to research from UC Berkeley. Avoid screens for 1 hour before bed. Try magnesium or chamomile tea in the evening. Feed your gut the right way. Your gut bacteria help control your immune system, so they also control your inflammation. Support them by eating diverse fibers, veggies, legumes, fruits, oats, fermented foods, sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt, miso-less sugar, and processed grains. Avoid excessive alcohol, fried foods, anything in a crinkly package with more than 5 ingredients. One of my clients, Joanne, 74, started eating sauerkraut daily and adding lentils twice a week. Within a month, my bloating was gone, and so were my afternoon crashes. Upgrade your fats. Bad fats fuel inflammation. Good fats fight it. Avoid vegetable oils, corn, soybean, canola. Fried snacks. Choose olive oil avocados. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, flax seeds, walnuts. 4. Try the 3-day inflammation reset. Many seniors I work with start their journey here. For 3 days, eliminate sugar, processed food, and fried snacks. Add colorful veggies, fish, olive oil, and fermented foods. This alone has helped people sleep better, feel less puffy, recover faster from movement, even reduce joint pain, and, yes, you might feel stronger in just 72 hours. Move a little, every hour. Sitting for long periods increases inflammatory markers, even if you exercise. Try this. Stand up every hour, do 10 air squats or arm circles, march in place for 60 seconds. Small movements interrupt the inflammatory loop and signal your body to repair. Why this matters so much: you can eat the best food, lift weights every week, take the right vitamins, but if chronic inflammation is raging quietly in the background, it's like trying to build a house while it's on fire. Put out the fire. Then your body can finally rebuild the strength you deserve. Habit number 6, the micronutrient strategy. Most doctors miss. You've heard it before. Just eat a balanced diet. But here's the truth. After age 60, even a healthy diet can leave your muscles undernourished. Why? Because certain micronutrients that support strength become harder to absorb or are often missing entirely from standard senior diets. If you've ever said, "I eat well, but still feel weak. My muscles cramp more than they used to. I'm losing strength even though I'm staying active," it might be time to look beyond protein and take a closer look at these 3 powerhouse nutrients. Magnesium. The muscle relaxer and power source. Magnesium is required for over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including energy production and muscle contraction. But here's the problem. Up to 70% of seniors are deficient due to low dietary intake, decreased absorption with age-common medications like diuretics, acid blockers, and certain heart meds. Without enough magnesium, your muscles don't relax properly, leading to cramps and twitching, don't generate ATP, the fuel your cells need for movement. Carol, 73 from Arizona, was struggling with nightly leg cramps. After adding magnesium-rich foods and a small supplement, she said, "I haven't had a leg cramp in 3 weeks and I feel more stable on my feet." Magnesium-rich foods, pumpkin seeds, almond, spinach, dark chocolate. Yes, really. Black beans, avocados supplement. Tip: look for magnesium glycinate or citrate, easier on the stomach than oxide. Start with 200 to 300 mg a day, preferably with dinner. Creatine, not just for young athletes anymore. If you think creatine is only for bodybuilders, think again. Research now shows that older adults who take creatine gain more strength, more muscle mass, and better brain function than those who don't. Study from McMaster University. Seniors who added just 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day gained muscle faster and had better energy and mobility without changing anything else. Bonus: creatine also improves brain function, especially working memory and reaction time, both of which affect balance and fall risk. How to start? Creatine monohydrate is the most studied and safest form, 35 grams per day, ideally with your post-exercise meal mix into water, coffee, or a smoothie. No loading phase is necessary. Important. Note: creatine is very safe, but if you have kidney issues, consult your doctor first. 3. Vitamin B12. The muscle nerve protector. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve function, muscle coordination, preventing fatigue and weakness. But here's the kicker. After age 60, your stomach produces less acid, which is needed to absorb B12 from food. On top of that, acid blockers and metformin, common in older adults, further block B12 absorption. Symptoms of low B12 include numbness or tingling in feet, weakness, especially in the legs, feeling off balance, mental fog, or forgetfulness. How to protect yourself? Ask your doctor for a serum B12 blood test. Levels below 400 pg/ml may still cause symptoms. If supplementing, choose methylated B12, methylcobalamin. Typical dose: 500, $1,000 mcg day. You can also get B12 from animal proteins, meat, fish, eggs, dairy, fortified plant milks, and cereals. Check the label. The big picture: muscle-supporting micronutrients aren't optional. Think of protein and exercise like bricks and mortar. But without magnesium, creatine, and B12, you don't have the tools to build anything. These three nutrients turn your hard work into results. Start small. Add pumpkin seeds or spinach to your meals. Consider a basic creatine supplement. Ask your doctor to check your B12 and magnesium levels. Just like Barbara rebuilt her strength by lifting weights, you can rebuild from the inside out by supplying your body with what it's truly missing. Habit number 7. The counterintuitive stress strategy that builds strength. This may surprise you, but some stress is not only safe, it's essential for maintaining muscle strength as you age. The key is using the right kind of stress the right amount at the right time. Scientists call this hormesis, the biological principle that small, controlled stressors can actually make your body stronger. Think of how your muscles grow from strength training. It's the controlled stress of resistance that triggers growth. But did you know you can apply this principle beyond the gym, in your daily routine? Let's break down the 3 most powerful good stress strategies that superagers use to build muscle and reclaim youthful energy. Cold and heat exposure, rebooting. Your cellular resilience. Helen, 81 from Colorado, was skeptical when her trainer suggested cold showers. I thought she'd lost her mind, Helen laughs. But I started ending my showers with 30 seconds of cool water, and within 2 weeks I felt more awake, clear-headed, and oddly stronger. Why it works. Short bursts of cold exposure. Activate brown fat, which helps regulate metabolism. Increase norepinephrine, a hormone that improves energy and mood. Trigger mitochondrial repair, your muscle cell engines. Likewise, gentle heat stress, like warm baths, saunas, or even sitting in the sun, activates heat shock proteins that repair damaged muscle. Proteins reduce inflammation, improve recovery after exercise. You don't need extreme temperatures. Try a 30-second cool rinse after your shower. Take a warm Epsom salt bath once a week. Sit in a patch of sunlight for 10 minutes mid-morning. Your body will begin to respond in powerful ways. Time-restricted eating. A hidden power tool. We often think that building muscle is all about what we eat. But when you eat matters just as much, especially after 60. This is where time-restricted eating comes in. It simply means eating all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window each day and giving your body 14-16 hours of rest. You're not eating less. You're eating smarter. Why it works. It activates autophagy, your body's internal cleanup system. It improves insulin sensitivity, which supports muscle growth. It helps regulate hormones like growth hormone and testosterone that naturally decline with age. Margaret, 76, began eating between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Within 30 days, she felt stronger, slept better, and noticed her jeans fitting better. Not from dieting, but from cellular repair. Important: you don't need to skip meals. Just shift breakfast a bit later and finish dinner earlier. Combine this habit with high-protein meals, and you'll see muscle gains faster. Isometric exercises. The joint-friendly strength booster. If you've ever pushed your palms together hard for 10 seconds, held a squat in place, pressed your legs into the floor while seated, you've already done isometric exercise. These are tiny controlled stressors that deliver big results, especially for seniors with joint pain or mobility limits. Isometric training activates deep muscle fibers, improves joint stability, increases blood pressure and circulation temporarily. This is good. Try this simple isometric drill. Sit tall in a chair, place your hands under your thighs, press your hands up and legs down, as if trying to lift yourself. Hold for 5 seconds. Rest and repeat 5 times. You'll feel your arms, legs, and core all engage, without strain or movement. Do this before meals or in commercial breaks. It signals your body to protect and preserve muscle. The hormesis mindset. Stress isn't the enemy, it's the trainer. The takeaway. Controlled intentional stress. Rebuilds resilience. Triggers, repair strengthens your muscles and nervous system. Think of it like this. A candle flickers in wind, but a bonfire grows stronger. You are the bonfire your body wants to get stronger. It's waiting for small challenges that whisper, "You're not done yet." So embrace a little cold. Tighten your eating window. Hold that squat. Every bit of good stress is an invitation to grow. Implementation strategy. Your 30-day muscle preservation plan. You now know the 7 daily habits that superagers use to stay strong, independent, and full of life. But let's be honest, knowing isn't the same as doing. That's why we're ending. With a simple, practical 30-day plan you can follow, step by step. This isn't about changing everything overnight. It's about consistent, manageable action that builds confidence and strength with each passing week. Week 1. Build your foundation with strength training. Start with 2 20-minute sessions this week. Use body weight, resistance bands, or soup cans, whatever you have. Focus on compound movements, squats, or chair stands, modified push-ups, wall rows. Track how many reps you can do. You'll be amazed how quickly it improves. Mini goal. Get up from a chair without using your hands by the end of the week. Week 2. Fix your protein timing. Shift from protein once a day to protein at every meal. Target 25 to 30 grams per meal. Eggs, beans, chicken, cottage cheese, tofu, Greek yogurt. Focus especially on breakfast, where most seniors fall short. Mini goal. Make one high-protein breakfast you love and eat it 3 times this week. Week 3. Reconnect brain and muscle. Add 1 coordination-based activity per day. Examples: balancing on one leg while brushing your teeth, tossing a small ball hand-to-hand, doing finger-to-nose drills with your eyes closed, dancing to music for 5 minutes. Bonus: try a brain game app or crossword puzzle each day. Mini goal: improve your balance. Stand on one leg for 15 seconds without wobbling. Week 4. Add anti-inflammatory. Fuel. Start your day with a 3-day anti-inflammatory reset remove. Added sugars, processed foods, fried items. Add olive oil, leafy greens, fatty fish, fermented foods like yogurt or sauerkraut. Continue your protein and strength habits. Mini goal: try 1 new anti-inflammatory food this week, like salmon or kefir. What to track? It's not just the scale. Instead of weight, watch for: can you climb stairs more easily? Are your legs less shaky when rising from the couch? Do you feel more stable and sure-footed on walks? Are daily chores less tiring? These are true signs of progress, and they mean more than any number. Final thoughts. It's never too late to begin. Let's revisit Barbara, our 78-year-old from Phoenix. She didn't grow stronger because of perfect genetics or youth. She started with 2 short strength sessions a week, more protein at breakfast, a willingness to try something new. 6 months later, she was hiking the Grand Canyon rim to rim. Her secret wasn't magic. It was momentum. You have that same power. Maybe your Grand Canyon is just climbing stairs without help, playing with your grandkids, traveling without worry, getting up from the floor confidently. Whatever your goal is, it starts with 1 habit. Your turn. Which habit will you try first this week? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to cheer you on. And remember, your muscles are listening. They're waiting for a signal, and they are ready to grow at any age. If you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. You're not aging passively. You're aging powerfully, and your best strength might still be ahead.